Start it.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to BCB Live, the safest station in the nation. Drive Safe Dave here, yelling it out, talking it loud, and bringing it to you along with Sir Rick, the master of disaster, right here, and the producer behind the boards, manning the boards, and controlling what it is and the camera views that we have. I hope everybody's having a great and wonderful day here on a Wednesday. Sir Rick, good morning.
Good morning, sir. How you doing?
I'm doing well. I am sporting the truck route t-shirt today, and this, I know that everybody, this means go this way. If you see this sign out there, this means that you're in a truck, go this way. Don't go the other way. This is the route you need to take because, that's what we do here. We demonstrate the route you need to take, right? Each and every time.
Gotcha. A little truck route action. Anything else? Anything else with that sign?
Yeah, and if it says no truck route, don't go that way.
All right.
You'll get a ticket, and it's a very real ticket, and you don't want that ticket.
Gotcha. Drive Safe Dave. Wednesday, today's big Super Bowl prediction day. I know you believe everybody's out there waiting on that prediction from you. You want to get into that now, or you want to go into let's COVID talk?
Wait a minute. Okay.
No,
we're not going to talk. We're not going to go.
We got 15 seconds. Let's go. COVID now. Cases are down. Many states are getting rid of it. A lot of governors are changing the school. What else we got? Did I take away the thunder?
I think, yeah, I think it's great news that
is there any more subject? Yeah, and more. I mean, it's just that we have the Canada right now. Let's just talk every day in the news. We still have Donald Trump. You know what? Every time I turn the station on, we're still talking about it. I flip through them all. Yeah, so yeah, you tend to hear Trump on CNN or one of those stations that you watch, and when you watch that, I'm like, my God, it's over. Let it go. Can we move? And then when you listen to the Fox, it's Biden this. He can't remember this. Biden. And I'm like, my God. I mean, where is the truth? Anybody have that station that just says it is what it is? That just says that's neither left or right. That just says
no agenda.
The truth. Yeah, no agenda. I mean, Is there such a station? Because it drives me nuts. And when you talk to your friends that are on the right, and you know what? We have a lot of those. We have a lot on the left. Yeah. It's just like, it's my God, Trump was and maybe he was, maybe he was. And I'm thinking, you know what? The dude tweeted too much. I'll give you my opinion. Dude, stay off the tweeter.
He did. He
stayed off of it.
He did.
But I get it. But you know what? Trump, he rallied a lot of them the other side up, right? We saw more votes than ever because of this dude. And I don't think he was tweeting with one hand. I believe he was like, I believe he's on the computer typing it out. And then you have the other ones, right? The Biden and the Kamala, the left side, defund the police. I'm like, oh my God, what is the real story? I mean, what is the real story? Canada. Let's talk Canada right now. We have the vaccine, the big thing, and you hear it up there now. GoFundMe's not going to do this. You have all of these folks. You have tow truck companies up there, and I think this is true, that are saying, hey, I'm not touching that tow truck. I'm not throwing that truck away.
No. And you know what? And the police, they won't tow.
There you go. There's some Canadian humor, right? How many trucks can Trudeau tow if the tow trucks won't tow trucks? And this guy, let me tell you, is there anybody right now in the world getting beat up more than this guy?
Oh, and you know what? And then I saw him on the Parliament floor talking.
What is he, 13?
He sounded like an idiot going. I was like, why would you say that? And inflame everybody. This guy.
You know what? So you know what? This is a trucking podcast, and you know what? Let me tell you something. The truckers out there are doing what they believe in their heart. And you know what? They were the same heroes that saved your butt, for the last 2 years. Don't come on them now and group them as they're doing. Oh, this, they're shutting. You know what? They're making a statement.
Yep.
And you know what? How much power has these trucking companies, these trucks? These folks that have given up, Dave, money to prove their point.
Absolutely.
They're giving it up.
Yeah, they're giving all. You got owner operator, you got all kinds of people out there.
In record revenue time,
yes,
these folks believe so much in their cause that they're willing to give it up. And Dave, I know a lot of truckers.
I do too.
I know a lot of truckers, and I'm not saying they're all innocent. They're not all angels, but there is a big portion of drivers that are just salted, just great people.
Yeah, and there's a point to be made, and they just want to be heard, and they felt like they weren't being heard.
They're not being heard.
Right, and they're parked on the Capitol steps, and they're sitting there. They're not hurting anybody. They're not out there. All they're doing is they're wanting the attention to bring their subject to light, and they're doing it in a very unviolent manner.
Very unviolent, yeah.
They're parked.
They're parked. I mean, you can't get. They're running out of fuel. You know.
Yeah.
I guess they're saying they're getting fuel confiscated from them as well. Did you see that?
No.
Like they're going out and like the extra fuel, they're taking that. They're confiscating that. You know, that's part of the ban. You know, to go out there and get all the fuel, so they can't idle anymore. You know,
so eventually,
yeah.
And then they said, oh well, we'll tow them all out of there. And nobody's like, we ain't touching it.
And then they'll freeze. Yeah, we'll show them who's boss.
Yeah, and it was called. They had record.
Well, so Dave, no, so there you go. So they're making their point. And they're not doing it during summertime when it's 85 degrees out. They're not out there picnicking.
Yeah, with
those roads are iced up and it's cold, brother.
Yeah, they're very good at driving on those roads. But I'll tell you, I'm most impressed with is their commitment to say, you know what, I'm losing. I am not ready. I am losing to be here, but I do it because I believe in it.
And when you think about what some of the things they're thinking about, and people say, well, you're losing money anyway sitting here. Well, here it is, though, Dave, is that those that and again, you have that choice whether to be vaccinated or not. Do you agree with that?
Agreed.
It's your choice. And if you choose not to, you go into that country. Well, now you made that choice, but now you have to quarantine. And that's the problem. So every time they go back into their country, they will have to quarantine and not be able to run for 14 days. So they're sitting today and they're proving their point. But at the end of the day, you know, if they ran across the border 3 times, well, that's 39 days that they're going to sit anyway, right? I mean,
and you know what? And I think that the whole premise was that why aren't these guys being exempted? They're not around anybody. They're in their bubble.
Agree.
I mean, this is not. We're not on an airplane full of 35 people
at a time, Dave. And here we go.
I get it.
And here we go. Now we're going to bring in our leading story, COVID. At a time in which cases are significantly
agreed.
Down. At a time in which even the most, is that the leftist side, the governors on that side
New
are
York,
opening.
Yeah.
California.
Absolutely.
They're even saying, all right, you know what? It's time to open up. Countries are opening up. And I feel like, and I don't know the prime minister, and I'm not from Canada, but I will say this is he just drawn a line in the sand, Dave, and said, you know what, I'm not going to do it because I said I'm not. Is that where we are? Because there doesn't seem to be a lot of common sense in that whole thing.
And it's more than just that. It appears in the way he talks and what he says that he doesn't care that they're doing this. That it's like he's.
Can I tell you what he reminds me of? Yeah. And I'll bring it back home. He reminds me of somebody in here that's maybe an only child that I'm not talking about you right now. I'm talking about a producer. You're about the same age. Did you guys go? He's going to throw it. You can poke it. This is the safest station in the nation.
You know Trudeau's an only child? I didn't know that.
I said he acts as though he's one. I didn't say he was one.
Oh, okay.
No, but I'm going to go. You know what? What are the odds on that? We have a lot of Super Bowl odds. What are the odds that he's an only child? Producer, can you look that up? While we're looking it up, Dave, it's 7:09. We can go to a break, or do we want to go? Do we want to have everybody hold on to the suspense and pick your Super Bowl after the break?
We can do. Let's go right after the break.
Let's go to the break. We'll be back in 60 seconds with more BCB Live, the safest station in the nation. to BCB Live. Yes, we are the safest station in the nation. Hey, Drive Safe Dave. We didn't mention it yet, but today we have a kind of a pre-interview with Rita. And for those of you that don't know her, what's the podcast that she runs right now? And while you're looking that up, producer, listen, she does her own. She's boots on the ground.
She's in
right
Ottawa.
now.
Yeah.
She's in boots on the ground,
interviewing truck
and she's going
drivers,
to tell
going
us
there.
what she is seeing out there.
Yeah.
And this is just going to be a reporter giving them what
Here
they
we
see.
go with international on-the-ground reporting direct
Only
here.
on BCB
Yeah,
Live.
I don't see this anywhere else. I see this here.
Hey, we got Rita, boots on the ground up in Ottawa. Rita, what are you seeing up there right now?
Absolutely.
You know that.
And
I
what
think
are you
we go
hearing?
that direction.
What are you seeing? What are you hearing? And let us know what the pulse is at the moment. I can't wait to get. You know what? I bet you there's passion.
I can promise you. I tell you, there was passion in that email.
There
was
was.
so much passion.
Yes,
you could
there
feel
was.
it. I'm telling you,
She's got a story to tell.
She's got something to say, and we have a story to share. We're going to share what Rita's seeing, boots on the ground. Maybe we'll have that on tomorrow, Dave. I would love to have that interview on, or maybe we can just record it today. Get with Rita today,
Yeah,
y'all,
yeah,
when
I
you do
think
that
we will.
pre-interview.
We-
And
absolutely. I
if you
think
can
it's
get
gonna
her, I'm telling you, and if she seems mellow, wait till tomorrow. But if she seems fired up,
You know what? I'm gonna
get her
fire-
going.
I'm gonna fire up. I'm gonna throw a little Trudeau at her. Right? You think I can get her fired up with a little Trudeau?
Hey, Drive Safe Dave, let's talk Super Bowl picks.
All right.
Here it is. It's coming up this weekend, folks, and you still have time to go auction off, to go put something to the pawn shop. You know, take that wedding ring off and pawn that sucker and see what you can get and put it down on the game that Drive Safe Dave is saying. Dave, what is the game?
The game's going to be 37-34, and it's going to be the Bengals in the last minute.
That is the absolute worst prediction. I'll give you odds that it doesn't come close to that.
Okay.
I'll give you 7 points on either side.
Okay.
$100.
And what you said you give me odds? What are you giving me? 3 to
I'm
1?
giving you 7 freaking points.
And you get so.
Those are your odds.
Okay,
I'm giving you 7 points.
It's
so
in
here
the
we
30s.
go.
It's in the 30s.
This is the guy
bet the overs.
This is the guy that's taking your bet, telling you where to bet it, and doesn't understand odds when he hears them.
Hey, you know what?
What are my odds?
Take the overs. I'm telling you, take the overs.
Take overs what?
Take the over, not the under.
So you changed your bet.
No,
on the total score count, right?
Yeah, the 30. I tell you, 33 and 37. That's going to be.
I thought it was 37, 34.
It doesn't really matter. It could be different lines based off when you saw the
He just
lines.
gave us
34, 37.
He just gave us his quote.
Yeah, it's a field goal. It's a field goal
and he's
last
already
minute.
changed it to 37,
Field goal
33.
last minute.
I'm gonna give you 7 points. We'll go $100. So you'll take your combined score, and I'm gonna go 7 under that. If it's 7 under that or higher, you win.
Okay, if it's
Right?
under that, okay.
Yeah, if it's under that, I win. So mark that down. And you know what? I'll share it with you too. You know, I'll take that Hondo and I'll split it up amongst 1,000 people. It doesn't matter to me.
Oh my God!
I'm about
It'll
the people,
multiply in a basket, Sir Rick and everybody, and he'll still have 700 left. You know what I
God,
mean?
I love that part, man. It is so true. You know what? Have you ever? You know what? So, producer, I'll tell you this. This is the only place that I've ever been persecuted with trying to be more like Jesus. He gets mad at me.
Oh my God.
He goes, "What are you trying to?"
No.
He goes, let me go first.
Not
He'll go,
like
He
him.
goes, "What are you trying to be like
Above
Jesus?" I
him.
go,
No.
Who am I supposed to try to be like?
Listen, no. You placed it above him, and I tell you what. Not only that, what's scary is that he denounces, and I'm like, what?
Dude, you are speaking false prophets right now. False prophecy.
Everyone is
right
when it comes
now.
to Sir
What
Rick.
is wrong with you, producer? What do you got?
All right, so let's look at the betting lines right now as they currently stand. And while they could change because players could, test
Today, though.
positive.
Yeah,
That's
Yeah.
today. What are we at?
All right, so the over-under is at 48.5 points, and then the spread is favored 4 points for the Rams.
And you went 71.
Yeah.
For the
I think it's gonna
total.
be a high-scoring game. I think it's gonna be high. I think it's
Why,
going
well,
crazy.
then, why would you bet 71? Why wouldn't you do 48?
I don't know. All right, I'm out for 100.
Hey,
I mean, it could happen.
They didn't shake on
I'm
it,
saying,
so that you guys
I
didn't
gave
shake
you
on it.
it's
So
good.
it's not official.
We don't
right?
have to shake. We
I'm
got it.
still like way over even over under where those guys do it for a living.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel
but I'm
pretty
going by
comfortable.
prediction.
No,
It's today.
I get it. You know, you're going with your heart.
That's right. I'm going with my deal. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game in the last half. I think the first half slow.
And to prove,
Okay, wait. Let's get this right. So, Rick, what would you do? Would you take the over 48.5?
I'm going to take. Well, in general, I'm going to take the under. Yeah, I'll take under on that for sure.
You're going to take the under?
Yes.
Really?
On that bet right there, yeah, for sure.
On the 48?
Because I'm
On
giving
48
Dave.
points?
I'm giving
Just for
Dave,
the total score.
I get it. I know over under.
All right, so you're at the under.
I'm at the under.
We'll come
Drive
back
Safe
to
Dave
the. Oh,
is
I need my
over
pin.
I'm at the
71.
over. I'm obviously at the over.
All right.
You
And then
know,
what about the spread? What about the spread?
4? Is it 4.5 or 4?
4.
Yeah, 4 points. I'm taking. So here's I already said it yesterday. I'll take those Rams from Los Angeles in the first half, and I will take the Bengals with the 4 points. No, I'm not saying winning. I'm saying with the 4 points.
Oh, with the 4 points.
Yeah, I think Rams still win the game, but I think Bengals cover with the 4 on the total game.
I think the Bengals win it.
Gotcha. So and I'm going to go with what Drive Safe.
Wait, hold on a second. No. So for the 4 points, that would LA's favored by 4. So you would.
I get it.
So then
We
you
get
would do
it. We
plus
get it.
4.
Right, we
Yeah.
get it.
All right.
Yep.
I'm
betting that 4. And I'm going to put some validity here. Hey, Drive Safe Dave, big Bengals fan. Tell me let's go running back. Just one of the running backs.
No. I'm not a big Bengals fan. What I am.
give me a wide receiver.
No. But I don't have to be a big Bengals fan. I've watched Burrows play in the game. I watched the game that he played in.
You watched him play one game.
2 games.
2 games.
Full 2 games.
Gotcha.
I mean,
You know
full
what?
2 games. I watched full 2 games. Not just 1 game, but I've watched 2
So you have Vegas
playoff
Insider,
games.
you have Dover Insider, the same insider that said 71 points.
I did lose last year big, right? And I bet the same way he did. So I'm just saying.
I'm saying, yeah.
I bet the same
you know
way
what?
he did last year and lost it all.
I wouldn't brag on that.
Hey. So Mr. Alan Arnold says 24-21 Bengals win. That's his prediction.
Okay.
And then I win both bets. I like it too, Alan. I like that bet because I cover with the 4.
He does. He wins on that bet.
Win a winner, chicken dinner, Drive Safe Dave. You give me 50 right now, I'll let you out of the bet.
No.
Give me 50. You'd rather lose 100.
I'd rather just win outright. I want to win outright. I'm not taking a loss before we even play the game. What is that?
Hey, this episode brought to you by KW, by the way.
Okay.
Kim
Oh,
with
wow,
the
we got a
big,
sponsor?
big sponsorships of BCB Live. They love those trucks because they also, Drive Safe Dave, believe in a safe truck. They spent a lot of money. When you think about KWs, and if you go back to the old days, KW and the Peep, they were the big, they're the big worker that got no fuel. It was from the cattle haulers.
Well, but we pulled.
These trucks
They pulled.
that are out there that we see today, Dave, not only are they very fuel efficient, they're also a very safe truck, having many of the same features that your car has or your truck has, right?
Absolutely. With lane departure systems, they've got collision avoidance systems. They have blind spot recognition systems. They have all these new technological features that we all get in the cars and here they are in the trucks out there being used every single day. Unbelievable technology being pushed into the commercial industry.
For certain, if you're looking at buying a new KW, you can call Lucas Crabtree. Email Lucas Crabtree. But I'm going to tell you this, you probably won't get one.
Yeah.
If you want a used one, listen, we got Michael Hanshaw. You can call the big VP, Steve Ellington up at MHC. Big fans of the MHC guys here. But you're probably going to overpay for one. It's a struggle, Dave. These used truck prices today, as high as we've ever seen them.
It's crazy.
And I'll tell you, the crazy part is that you see a lot of trucking companies, and we've spoken about this, and 100% believe that in general, other than acquisitions, most trucking companies have right-sized their fleet. Nobody's grown their fleet. Nobody has grown their fleet during a time when drivers are tough to come by. When you're
Correct.
80,000 drivers short and you have a lot of folks going out there deciding to be independent contractors, those companies, the big boys, the medium boys, anybody with equipment, they sell it off because everybody's wanting equipment, right?
Right.
And that used truck market is out of control. And Dave, on the asset side, these companies that are selling used equipment, they're selling equipment 3 years old.
2 years.
3 years old, 2 years old for as much as they paid for them 2 or 3 years ago.
Correct.
And I'm saying they're buying that from these companies, the seller. And the crazy part is that they're still going to sell them and make money.
Absolutely.
I mean, they're going to sell them and make money, which means you're buying a truck for more money than it cost 2 years ago with 300 more thousand miles on it than you had it at day one.
Absolutely. There's a lot of people that want trucks, and they want to get in the business of being a truck driver. And and right now there's an opportunity out there, and they're going to take that risk, right? So, Rick, it's right now, if you're going out there as a...
Let's talk risk for a minute, though, Dave. So I want to get your thought on this. So when we think about these guys that are buying these trucks right now, that are buying these used trucks, let's just do it. So what are your thoughts on this? I mean, we say risk. What's the risk? What is that risk?
Oh my gosh. Here's the risk. Number one, you're buying at a very high payment, right? I mean, in a payment like I've never seen a used payment before, right? I mean, that is a weekly or monthly charge that you're going to have that is higher than I've ever seen it. That comes every month. And I understand that you'll have great success when you're out there, but trucks break down. They break down, and they have to go into the shop. And if you only have a 1 or 2 truck operation and you do this, you're looking at hard to get parts to fix your truck. It's not the fact that your truck can not be repaired quickly. It can't be. Number one, there's nobody to fix it because they're having a shortage of mechanics. Number two, the parts are difficult to come by. And now you're down for an extended period of time. And so, Rick, the bank still calls.
They still want their payment.
Absolutely
right.
still want their payment. And we don't know where the market will be in 2 years. And we're talking about when you buy a big truck, you're looking at a 4 or 5 year note. And the market may swing dramatic. We don't know where it do, we, Rick?
No, we don't know. And let's just think about that for a second. You know, the chips, okay, we do know, and we've heard it from the GM, we've heard it from these folks, hey, listen, third, fourth quarter, they're going to start getting that figured out, right?
Right.
And I'm not saying it's going to be where it was pre-COVID, but they're starting to get that figured out. And Dave, no matter what, year over year, we will produce more new trucks than we did last year, okay?
Correct.
More new trucks. So more new trucks will come into market, which will increase more used trucks going back out there. Again, so you're going to start flooding a little bit that used truck market, which tells you in general that the market will start going down a little bit. When you buy on the high end, okay, as an independent contractor, let's talk about that. Things you have to think about. Number one, are the rates sustainable? You know, because you, the independent contractor, and it's not the case for all of you, but many of you are living on the spot market. Okay, and the spot market
is unbelievable.
It's great times, right? But you know what? The spot market was absolutely insane in 2018 for the first 6 months. It was out of control. You had many companies go out there and buy on the high end, and then July all the way until March of 2019. I'm sorry, until March of 2020. So think about that. From August of 18 all the way through 19, all the way till COVID hit, it was some of the worst trucking that we had seen.
We had them
where companies were going broke because the rate. You had people protesting in Washington because the rates are too low.
Right.
And just be careful. What's the risk? Well, here's the risk. The risk is that the big trucking companies, okay, they are going to have more contracted rates. They're going to be pretty secure in what they do. What you pull today, and just hear me out, what you pull today, what's creating all that money today for you, the independent contractor, typically is the spot market. It's a freight that the big boys don't want. As those rates continue to climb on the contracted rate, hey, listen, what will happen is they will quit rejecting as much of the freight, creating less freight for you to run. As the used truck market continues to, as we continue to get new trucks, right? More of you are going to go out there and decide again this year that it's time for me to open my own business. And you'll be okay until whatever that number is. There's going to be, it's going to cross somewhere, right? And all of a sudden, there's more used trucks out there. There's more independent contractors out there than there are spot market loads. And what happens is you begin to compete with yourself. Drive Safe Dave is saying, I'll do it for $3 a mile. You want that same load, and you go, I'll do it for $2.70 a mile, because all of a sudden, there's not as much freight out there. And then Jack over here saying, I'll do it for $2.50 a mile.
Right.
It's still good money. But you know what? that 50 cents a mile that you're not making anymore, you're paying a truck payment that you expected $3 a mile freight, and you're getting it at $2.50, a very good rate, but you bought a truck and a trailer at the $3 rate. You cannot make it. It's economics, Dave.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that go into it. You know what? And let's just say you're talking about that value of that truck. That used truck will diminish greatly, right? Now in 2 years, now you're overpaying for that vehicle that you have. It in the market now. You're not, but you'll be overpaying for it in 2 years, right down the road.
Trailers are the same boat.
Trailers are the same thing. But I'm just telling you that even if you have a capital loss or something happens that you have no value to go back to that vehicle.
You know,
you're trading.
Think about the independent. Think about the person that's. I mean, what are the banks thinking on lending money out for trucks with that much that at a value, a perceived value for today? I get the values at today, but a bank should have the
wherewithal.
They should have that knowledge, right? To know that, well, you know what? This is a very high market right now. That truck I'm financing more than that truck was 2 years ago, all the way. And it's already has 300,000, 400,000 miles on it. Dave, you're almost over the warranty, right?
Oh, yeah.
500,000 typically that warranty. I mean, you're almost over that. The banks, what are they going to do when they start going out and getting those trucks back, right? Because they're going to have to recoup that truck because somebody's not going to make that truck payment. Jack, I see you waving. What do you got?
We got a caller, Mr. Wayne. I can't pronounce his name. I'm not going to butcher it.
Throdo, Wayne Simmons, Wayne Gretzky. Wayne, we'll just go with Wayne.
Gretzky. Wow.
The great one.
The great one.
Well, it's Wayne Narrow. If you can
Here
hear
you go,
me.
Wayne.
All right, so I'm an independent for you guys. I've been out here for a long time. My truck is paid for. And just recently, when I was in for a service at the dealership, I was looking to trade this in. I got a 2013 Mac. I can't even get my hands on a new truck because they told me if I put myself on a list, maybe by 2023, 2024, I may be able to get a new truck because I was going to try to buy one more new truck because I'm at 53 years of age and run it. And they were going to give me a big value on the truck. They were going to give me $32,000 as a trade-in for this with 500,000 miles on it.
Wayne, I'm going to tell you, again, I don't know what kind of truck you're in, but I think you could probably get a little bit more money for that same truck. Shop that out a little bit. I think the value on that Mac is still a little bit higher than you think. I'm going to say this. If you've done your job, right, and I mean you've been able to take care and maintain your truck, that's the key, is that in all of these times before, did you take care of your baby? Did you do all the PMs? And if you did, I'm going to say you're just hold on to it. It's the trade. I wouldn't want you to go out and spend $130,000, Dave, on a 2-year-old truck with 350,000 miles.
No,
I don't think that's the right buy.
And he was talking about a new tractor and trading it in. That way you could run that new tractor for longer. But listen, you're already holding on to a very valuable commodity. And you know what? If the market levels off in a year or two, if it does, then you're going to get a better value down the road when the lot's full, right? When they've got surplus on the lot out there, and we're talking about new vehicles, they've got a surplus out there. That's when those prices will come down. And I think what you have right now on a paid-for truck, and that you're running well, and that it's doing well, you invest and you keep it. You just make sure that you keep the money in that tractor, and you take care of it, and you go and you fix the things that need to be fixed when they need to be fixed.
I mean, here's the challenge. The challenge is the time right now, Wayne, is 100%. It's time for you to buy a new truck. I'm going to agree with your thought process 100%. It is time to buy a new truck. The problem, and especially if you look at the value of a new truck versus a 2-year-old truck, even though you're going to overpay a little bit on the trucks right now, the value is significantly there over a used truck. However, to your point, you just can't get them.
You can't get them.
You can't get them.
Right.
You're in a quandary, right? Yeah, you can't get them.
Right.
But so you have a truck that hopefully is paid for, maybe, that's running well, you've been able to take care of. I would say, you know what, all things being, I just keep running the truck if it's healthy. Don't invest into a used truck that you're going to overpay for. But you know what? Maybe try the guys here at MHC Kenworth. Maybe they can get you into a truck. We'll see in 2023, the end of 2023. What we want to do and what we hear, Dave and Wayne, I'm going to tell you, is that in 2024, a lot of the rules are changing regarding the emissions. Is that you really want to try to get a new truck in 2023, worst case. 2024 isn't the year to buy new. That's just kind of what we hear.
Yeah, and I think it all falls back, and I think we've all experienced it in the past when we had when you had the roll emissions.
Did that almost put people out? I mean, you think about the international, right?
No, I get it.
Yeah, see, I have a question.
Yeah.
Now, I run up here in New Hampshire for you guys. We only put on between about 62, 67,000 a year. So a truck like mine could last a long time. I'm not putting on over 100, 150,000 miles over the road type.
Oh yeah, that's a big difference.
Stay with it. Yeah, I would keep
that's
that truck running.
That's a big difference. That means something when you're not putting that parts don't wear out when they don't get the miles on them, right? When those shafts don't run, they don't turn, those bearings don't burn out as much as quick. But it does require you to you're going to need to PM it a great deal, right? You're going to need to make sure that you do what needs to be done to the truck when it needs to be done, and don't put it off because that will.
If you do, I'll do like oil samples.
Yeah.
Once a year, I have my tires rotated, so I can last on a set of drive tires for almost 3 years.
Wow, that's
so
that's a great.
I go 2.5 years on a set of brakes.
Wow.
And I do a high maintenance, and I got high records of everything. I do a full PMs every 6 months. They go through it top to bottom, all filtration system, grease, adjust.
Yeah. And to me, it sounds like your truck is that when people take care, it's like, and I'm just going to say this out of experience, that the trucks are like dogs. Yeah, how you treat them is the kind of dog you're going to get. I mean, if you treat a dog bad,
this guy has the worst analogy.
No, if you treat it bad, you're going to get a bad dog.
You don't even have a dog.
If you treat it well, you'll have a good dog. And if you treat your truck,
that's not the case. Sometimes you can treat a dog well and it still bites somebody.
Okay,
Dave.
Whatever. All right. If you treat it well, you know what? If you treat your truck right, you'll have a good truck.
Yes, that's a good point, Dave. Every time, and if you. What? I don't even know.
Wow.
All right, we got one more call in. Mr. Alan Arnold.
Alan, do you treat your dog well, sir?
I treat my dog very well.
There you go.
Do you have a good dog, Alan?
Well, except for when I have ice cream, you know.
But you have a good dog. What do you mean except when you have ice cream? Are you feeding your dog ice cream?
Alan, just say yes because he'll take this dark and don't let him go there. So.
You have a good dog.
Hey, I just wanted to say this from one owner operator to another. All right, Mr. Wayne, if you can afford to pay a monthly payment for a brand new truck right now and have it for 5 years of a payment, pay yourself if your truck is paid off every month, that truck payment. When this market crashes, I guarantee you'll be like Mr. Rick and Mr. Dave was saying, there's going to be trucks available that don't have much miles on, and they need to get rid of them because they're used. Yeah. And you'll be able to almost pay cash for it. But I've got a KW, and I know you guys are getting them in, and I've got a system set up here where it's got the auto start, the electric APU. That's the best investment that I've made. And I've got 558,000 miles on this truck. And I go through it every single day, every single time I do a PM. But I'd be willing to sell it for 160.
Yeah, right. I know. So I will say this, Alan, too. I'll go with you. I know we're running out of time here, but if you're thinking about exiting the, and so we see this too, Dave, in trucking companies, these guys that are ready to, maybe sell out their business. It's a great time to exit this industry. If you are, for those the owners of say medium-sized companies, 20, 30 trucks. what a great time. You couldn't pick a better time to exit this industry, because your tractors and trailers are getting all-time money, right?
Yep.
On the trade cycle to get out of the thing. I will also encourage you this as an independent contractor or any company out there that's running equipment. Another decision to make in buying new equipment are the safety and the fuel. Okay, I don't want you to downplay the new technology on safety, because it can help protect that truck of yours. It can help protect your life or the life of others. Drive safe, Dave. It's phrase that pays time. Can you give it to us, sir?
Have a mind-blowing revelation.
Yep. Thank you. And feed your dog and treat it right, and it will be a good
Listen
dog.
to the safest station in the. I thought you were going to finish it. Have a mind-blowing revelation. Listen to the safest station in the nation.
Don't forget, treat your dog right, and it will turn out good.
He'll treat you right.
Treat you right. BCB Live. Coming up next, buckle up, Bob.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome to BCB Live, the safest station in the nation. It is Buckle Up Bob, and it's time to get you started off with some traffic. Hey, we're going to look at the DFW. Oh, my goodness. Fort Worth, you look great. DFW, you got all kinds of issues, folks. 30, 20, 175, the entire eastern side of the loop, part of the western side. We've got 67, the northbound lanes coming up from Cedar Hill through Duncanville. You have some major problems, right? We have our typical rush hour traffic at the 81-35W split just north of 820 loop. Also, the eastbound lane on 820, also a typical problem. A lot of construction here on 820 between 30 and 183. So, again, that's going to be some slowdowns. And then, of course, we seem to see this quite often. It's from Burleson split down here all the way up to 20. At that merge point, you're going to have some slowdowns as well. We even got some backup here on 287 from Mansfield as you approach the 20 split east and west. So, folks, DFW area, got to go slow this morning. Pack your patience, increase your space. As we jump down to Houston, Houston, it just looks like normal rush hour traffic to me. Inside the loop is where all the congestion is. So, again, the loops are usually your best bet. 10 coming in from the west, eastbound direction. You're going to have a problem here. I got to get my city. Sorry about that. From 99 all the way to the tollway. And then again on Highway 6 on the tollway as you approach right here on the western side of the loop going around Houston. As you get on the 610, you have problems in the south part of the loop and also in the entire northern part of 610. And also the southbound direction on the west side there as you cross Interstate 10 all the way down to 69 coming into Houston. 45, you're backed up all the way outside the Beltway. And as you come in southbound on 45, once you get inside that as you approach 610, you are backed up all the way to, I want to say Greens Point. So, again, just be mindful of that as you come to Houston. You're going to have some slow go this morning. Let's move on to Kansas City. Kansas City, here we come. All right, Kansas City, you look pretty good. Actually got a little bit of a problem here on 35 as you come up through North Kansas City, Avondale. As you get to the split there, you going up to Clay Como, you're going to have a little bit of a backup, probably a 15 to 20 minute backup. So just be slow. patient there. You're not going to have a big issue in Kansas City. So, again, nothing that just a little patience won't cure as you go in this morning. As we move on to Chicago, wow, Chicago, you're looking great again. 80, 94 crossing Indiana-Illinois state line looks great. 80 coming up in Illinois near Joliet looks great. 55 looks good. All the way through Bolingbrook inside the Summit. 88 looks good coming from the west. 90 looks great. 355 loop looks awesome, as does 94. Chicago, you got a great commute going on around the outer edges of the loop. So keep up the good work there and enjoy your commute this morning. Atlanta. Oh, Atlanta. Why would anybody want to live in Atlanta and have to go work in the city is beyond me, right? This is a nightmare. The Tom Murphy Freeway, you are backed up all the way 6 eastbound, all the way to the 285 loop. And then coming southbound, you're going to have a problem on that 285 loop as well. The southbound looks pretty good. Again, we always have a problem on the eastbound side. This is the northbound direction lanes that has most of the problem here from 20 all the way up to 78, and then a little bit of stop and go as you get to 85. 85 southbound, big problem all the way back to Meadow and Pleasant Hill. So that's going to be the 316 and 120 highways merge. You've also got 19 coming on the southbound direction as you approach 285 with some pretty good backups all the way back to Manning Farms. So again, a lot of problems coming into the Georgia area. Folks, Georgia, Atlanta every day is almost like this. So you just always have to be patient, right? Really put it on when you come into the Atlanta area this morning. As we jump over to Nashville, we look down here, and yes, we are backed up again to Sageville. So all the way back here this morning. So a few extra miles, that's on the northbound lane. You are backed up from there all the way up to 155. So again, going to be slow. That's going to be at least a 30-minute probably backup, if not more. Once you get to the Nashville area, the loops look pretty good. I mean, there's some normal stuff right here at the 40-24 split, but everything else looks good. Our typical 24 southbound, as you come on the 65 split, you got that back up. But all in all, you look pretty good in Nashville this morning. Let's see what the D.C. area says. And the D.C. area got a lot of issues, folks. 66 has all kinds of problems as you come into the city. These are all in the eastbound lanes. We have a section backed up here from 234 to 20 past 28, and then again another one from 50 on into 495 to the loop merge point. The northeast side, North Carrollton, and of course across the top, Bethesda, Silver Spring, right? College Park, Hollywood. All that you're backed up as you come into the D.C. area. 295 coming through D.C. is a nightmare as well as you get closer to Capitol Hill. So be careful there. Our routes coming in from Baltimore and going out, 32, 295, and 32, or after it crosses 198, you've got a problem in the southbound direction. So be careful of that. 95 looks pretty good till you get right to the 95 area. And then as we go to D.C., also got some problems up here on the northeastern side, Parkville, Parkside Heights. And then again, here we've got it in both directions. As you come into 795, 695, you've got Pikesville. You've got it in both directions, south and eastbound as you come on the Beltway. And then again, down here by Arbutus, a little bit of a backup there. So Baltimore, again, you're going to need some patience this morning. Just be mindful of that. Philadelphia. Looks about the same as yesterday, maybe even slightly worse. Again, we have the big problem on the New Jersey Turnpike, 295, from Barday Farm all the way down to Belmar. And then again, coming across from Camden, right? There's a little bit of a backup. Of course, we got our 95 southbound direction all the way from Mayfair down to Port Richmond. So you're going to have a backup there. The Turnpike is backed up again past Conshohocken. And then again, a little bit back here by King of Prussia, so just be ready for that. And also 476, as you get south 30, you're going to have a problem all the way down to 352. So Philadelphia, you're going to need a little patience this morning. All right, and now Indianapolis. Indianapolis is a little bit better than yesterday. The only real issue is you've got the southbound and the northbound directions from 74 to 70. You have a little bit of a problem on the 465 loop, so just be ready for that. But all in all, you've got a pretty smooth commute as you go into the Indianapolis area this morning. All right, our weather. We are going, again, you can kind of see some of the snow starts to move in. The big story today, and I just want to warn all the drivers, is the wind gusts. What in the world is that? All right. Sorry, folks. But we'll just keep going. The wind gusts are going to be the problem today. Again, this requires a 5 to 10 mile under the posted limit. You've got the 30-mile-an-hour gusts, and as we go through the day, they are expected to get a little stronger. There's 3 p.m. You can see Missouri, Nebraska, Iowa, Minnesota, South Dakota, parts of Illinois start to move in. So just be mindful. I believe this is going to be fairly short-lived. As you can see, as we go into the evening hours, they really die down. So, again, just through the day today, remember, whatever you think is safe, folks, I'm just seeing this play out more and more drivers are realizing this. What we want you to do is take the advice of these drivers and what we're sharing with you out there, because it's real and the drivers are finding out. And we don't want you to find out the hard way, right? After you blow over or you have an accident because of the wind. Just realize that whatever you think the safe speed is, it usually takes another 5 to 10 miles per hour. And I'm hearing more and more drivers come across and say that. So what we want to really do is be proactive. Don't wait till something bad happens to you. Again, the precipitation is going to start up here in the Great Lakes area and start to move into the northeast. We'll look at that real quick. And there you go. So tonight we're going to start seeing a little bit of a freezing rain, so be ready for that. Some snow. This is not going to be a major system. Detroit's going to get some snowfall, but you can see mostly rain. And then as we go into tomorrow, again, it turns pretty much all to snow in Ohio and Pennsylvania. So we'll try to keep you updated on the show tomorrow and this evening if anything changes. Pennsylvania, they are really quick to put out this commercial motor vehicle ban. So if you're heading that direction in the next 24 hours, make sure you look ahead of that map or their sites and their 511 and see if they've got the commercial bans. I'm guessing there will be. Hey, we're going to take a quick break and be right back with some safety.
All right, good morning, everybody, and welcome back to BCB Live, the safest station in the nation. Drive Safe Dave here, along with Buckle Up Bob and the producer hitting the boards. Bob, tell me what, I know we're talking about get out and look. I know we're talking about backing. I know that's been the focus this week. It is going to be something that we're going to talk about a lot. I know we're trying to, believe it or not, Bob, working on a campaign to talk about get out and look, talk about backing, talk about the things. Tell me what we're talking about backing today.
We are talking about backing up safely all week. We started off right away with get out and look. That is the number one thing you can do. Yesterday was patience. Some of the things that are forgotten about is that you only worry about what's behind you, right? You have 6 sides. There's 6 spaces that you've got to look when backing.
Agreed.
And that's one of the ones that gets missed is up above, right? But you've got 2 sides of the trailer, left and right. You've got the back. You still have to watch the front in case you have to pull forward and somebody's coming in close to you. You've got underneath. What are you backing over, right? What can you tear up underneath? That's usually probably one of the ones that you don't have a whole lot of problems with, but people have hit curbs that were parked back there and went over them and damaged rims and axles. So again, especially where I really see this come into play a lot is, and I want everybody to focus, when you're backing into closed docks, right, and closed areas, them shadows, especially in the sun, once they hit that trailer, you cannot see behind you, and you have to get out. Over the years, I've seen trucks hit sprinkler systems hanging from the ceiling, really tight ones. There's been heating duct work, or heaters up by the ceiling and on the side of the wall that they hit. And that's what we talk about. When you're backing up, you can't just focus, look down at the ground and say, okay, there's nothing there behind me, no pulls. Look around, see if there's, maybe walk back and see if you're parking a row of trailers, make sure somebody's not walking back there that can't come out behind you, right?
Yeah, Bob, you bring up a great point, and I do like that. I didn't even, and I always encompass that in the get out and look part, but you bring up a great point, because there are instances, and we've had them here, and you and I have been involved in incidences where the right side of the passenger side of the vehicle hits a pole or bumps into another, something on a blind side of the truck, or doesn't clear the overhang, or runs over. And it's not something that's uncommon, Bob. I'll tell you, those bolts that people cut off of the seals, those bolt seals, those will puncture a tire if they're run over right. Great. You gotta be careful what you drive over. Those tires will get damaged. I'll tell you, Bob, a lot of the times you back up to a curb stop, and if you get out and you look and you see a lot of mud flaps laying there, that's because the curb stop's too high and they're tearing off the mud flaps every time they back the trailer up.
Correct.
I mean, you got to be aware of your surroundings. And I think you bring up a great point in the multi-sided, multifaceted, and you solve all those nuances by doing what, Bob?
Get out and look. 2 minutes, right? 2 minutes to get out and look.
Yeah, great
and look on the ground for these things, because 2 minutes can save you 2.5 hours or more when you're waiting on a blown tire.
Tearing off mud flaps, and I mean, you got, and it's just because you're rolling up on a curb stop or a curb, and what you're doing is you're not paying attention, because I'm telling you, you can see the row of mud flaps. You can collect them all day long out there where people have made that same mistake. Great point, man. Awesome. All right, we got videos.
We got some videos.
Let's roll.
Lots of videos. Let's see what order we're in today. Man, again, great job. This driver going slow. We talk about pulling out in the intersection slow, right? Because here goes a truck, impatient, making an illegal pass, right? In the most dangerous area. There is no passing lane here. You see on the other side, that is a turn lane. So again, illegal.
That's just impatience.
That's it. That's all it is.
Right. And you know what? Maybe it's hard to see, and I get coming up behind there, you don't see a lot of that truck turning, right? Because look, it's a low boy. They probably don't see it's blocked by this truck. So when he goes around him, he can't. But you know what? Take your time. Understand the crazies out there, right?
Yes, sir.
Great job here.
Here again, great patience, everybody.
I like the distance.
Oh, yeah.
Amazing.
Just realizing you're not going anywhere. It's okay. Lane's ending. I think that was a partial arrow.
It is.
So again, you see everybody trying to squeeze one more spot out, like it's going to make a huge difference because they get up inside of this truck.
Oh, yeah.
And this driver just stays back because he or she knows they're all not going to make it in, and at some point they're going to force their way in. So
absolutely.
Just back off and let them in. Great job. Help avoid the chaos.
I like it.
I do too. Again, stop, prepare to stop, right? Turns yellow,
Wow.
able to stop, flatbed watch. We're not done. Woo! And then you can see that truck over there on the side. Now you imagine if everybody gets impatient, all it takes is 2 impatient people at once, right? Because that truck coming up on that right turn from the other direction cannot
he
see.
He pauses. Look,
Yeah.
he waits.
And it's a good thing he did, because there's no way he sees that truck.
No, I tell you what. Wow, you know what? Great job, and parked and stopped correct. Great job anticipating the light change. Fantastic job. I can't give enough kudos here to the driver behind the wheel of the big truck.
Yes, great job, driver. Here again, kind of harmless, but you just got to ask yourself why. I love asking that question, why, and then give the answer, because it won't be a good one if you're honest. But the 4 ways we're on, right? This truck obviously has a problem, and then we're going to inch up closer. Why? This driver inches up closer. just stay back, because if you've got to go around this person, if they are broke down, you want to leave yourself plenty of room to do so.
You know what?
You got to stop right here.
Yeah, you know what? I honestly believe that the driver didn't realize the four-ways are on. If they're on, it looked to me like
Looks like they turned them off there at the end.
Yeah, it looks like the light is shining on the lights. I'm not sure in any case. Is there actually, are all four lights blinking?
They were, but then it's
or is he
brakes.
just hitting the brakes? Is he just touching the brakes over and over? You know what?
Maybe.
Yeah, he's like waiting for his turn, and he keeps letting off. So he may just be. Yeah, but there's no reason, Bob. What do we say when we get close to another vehicle? You want to see concrete.
You want to see the concrete, and then we have it, but then you're going to creep up.
Yeah. What are you doing? Right.
Yeah. No reason for that. And again, I don't think there's even. He's already passed the turn. Yeah. See, there's no entrance that he could turn in. So you kind of, situational awareness tells you this guy is stuck in the middle of a turn lane, and there's nowhere to turn. He's already passed any driveway to turn,
my
so
goodness. All right.
He's stuck.
He is.
Help him out. Get that traffic stop behind him.
Great distance.
Yeah, great job. And again, they're going to take our space, or this driver's space. When I say our, I'm talking about the industry, folks. I mean, we're all in this together, and great job by this driver. Plenty of space, owning that space around him, and even to the sides here. Even though he's not there, he's owning that by keeping back and letting those people come in.
Weren't going very fast. He had to come to a complete stop because traffic stopped. Did a great job, and look, doesn't go until the traffic clears in front of him. Good job.
This next one or two are going to show just how important we always talk about. I love videos that literally put to the test every second counts. Now, folks, when you watch this video, what's the first thing you think about, Dave, that could have been done different?
Well,
or is there anything?
Well, yeah. When you see this car coming out, you got to, because you think he's going to go into that turn lane, right? That's what you're thinking the driver's going to do. You know how they jump out into that turn lane and stay there and then move over? That's actually an illegal move.
Yep.
Yeah, that lane's for turning, not for merging. And so correct. When you see this right here, what you need to do is come to you need to stop. You need to stop. And I get it. A lot happened here at the last moment. We did not have a wreck. My worry is, what did you view what was on the right lane before you squeezed that right lane? You need to control this lane right here. Slow down. Be safe. You actually were not going to hit. I did a great job not hitting this car, but what concerns me is that squeezing that right lane without knowing what's over there.
When do you think, and folks, the reason I'm asking Drive Safe this is I want you out there, companies, if you're listening, don't just watch the video. Get more information, because this video does not tell the actual story. Okay? And what I want to tell you is right here, driver's on the brakes. Driver is under the posted limit, on the brakes, and within 6 seconds drops 35 miles per hour.
Great job.
But yet, when you watch the video, it doesn't look like that at all, does it?
No, but
it really don't.
But you can tell he's not going to hit this vehicle.
Yeah, and for drivers out there, what this video really shows is 6 seconds, dropping almost 35 miles per hour in 6 seconds, and it almost wasn't enough. And that's what, when we tell you every second counts, this is one where, if this guy misses by a second and a half, maybe there's a different outcome here. Would it have been their fault? No. But could they have prevented it? Yes.
Absolutely. Great job.
So, tremendous job, driver. I know it doesn't look like it's so in the video, but that's why you got to investigate all the way down. Again, we've got another one, right? Look at this crazy thing.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
This right here is somebody that doesn't understand pulling
and they
a trailer.
Almost lost it. Watch the wiggle as it comes through. These people are inexperienced hauling these trailers on a truck. Watch how it starts to sway. Almost hits that truck. Was that a Saya truck? Almost hits that one. And luckily did not lose control. And this driver backed off about 10 to 15 miles. So again, great job. Situational awareness. Maybe brake sooner. Folks, you don't want anywhere right there. If that happens right there, again, remember what we say. You want those couple extra seconds.
No, I get, and
they can make a huge difference.
This scares me because if it had gotten into that gravel a little bit more, or what have you, you're going to have a problem.
Yes. All right. That's all of our videos. Drive safe.
All right. I'll tell you what. Let's close with a quick prayer. Dear Heavenly Father, we gather before you today to ask for your grace in all things, to ask for your strength into doing what needs to be done today and your will upon the world as you see it. Father, we also ask that you give us the ability to go out into the world today and be a blessing upon somebody else in some way, shape, form, or fashion. Give us that needed push, that necessary moment to understand that everyone is important and life is truly about others. Give us that chance to make everyone safe out there on the road, everyone safe here at home and wherever we can. Father, we ask all these things in your name we pray. Amen. All right, we will be on this afternoon.
USA. USA.
We did the gold medal count today. We're at 10. We're 10th.
Yeah, we haven't won a gold medal yet.
Yeah, we did. We won last night.
Oh, did we win one last
Yeah,
night?
we won. All right, guys. We'll see y'all this afternoon, 2:30, 2:15.